1. The substance. Demi Moore gets her own Sunset Boulevard in a magnificently OTT body horror that's the most visceral genre flick of the year. The 90s superstar is perfect as a one-time Oscar-winning starlet who gets sacked from her aerobics TV gig when she turns 50 by Dennis Quaid's slimy exec. Ageism is a Hollywood disease, and Coralie Fargeet's assault on it delves into a big bag of sci-fi nastiness via a mysterious cloning serum, pulling out some proper retina burns in the process. Spinal taps into necrotic flesh wounds, mutating torsos, veritable geysers of gore. It's entirely not for the squeamish. Are you ready for this extreme close-up? 2. LongLegs. A throwback to the dark FBI procedurals of the 1990s, with a twist of 80s Satanic Panic. The first great movie from writer-director Osgood, son of Anthony, Perkins opens a pit in your stomach in the first minutes. Nicolas Cage, looking like a cross between Marilyn Manson and a crazy cat lady, is the titular serial killer who purports to serve the man downstairs. But he's really more Spectre than star here. The film's true anchor is Micah Monroe, assuming the Clarice Starling role as a rookie agent investigating a series of grisly murders who seems to know more than even she is fully aware of. She's at once hypnotic and seemingly hypnotized, and confirms the promise flashed in It Follows as a scream queen for the era of elevated horror. Know as little as possible going in, and watch a cult classic in the making unfolding in front of you. 3. Alien, Romulus. Feed Alvarez builds on the suffocating tension of Don't Breathe and the gnarly intensity of his Evil Dead reboot with a terrifically paced, inventively gory sequel. It jams itself into the Alien franchise timeline like a facehugger's proboscis down a host's throat, delivering jump scares and chase sequences that wring ridiculous levels of tension from airlocks and elevators, and offings that are as creative as any in the franchise to date. He has a ball with the Xenomorph's acid blood too, turning it into his metal and flesh-melting secret sauce. 4. StopMotion. British horror isn't a happy place. Well, as happy as horror gets, with fast-rising filmmakers like Rose Glass, Claire Oakley, Prano Bailey Bond, and Remy Weeks marrying frights with real craft. To those bloody ranks, add animator-filmmaker Robert Morgan. He brings his stop-motion skills to bear in a story of an unraveling director, Aisling Franciosi, that plays like a Ray Harryhausen fever dream. The Nightingale actress is magnificently intense, creating a stop-motion horror short that slowly takes over her life. Expect to hear a lot more about her monstrous creation, the relentless, bloody-eyed Ash. 5. Strange Darling. It's been a hell of a year for horror-loving arborists. Every other slasher and exploitation flick has splattered blood on at least one set of Tangled Woods, and J.T. Malner's deceptive horror thriller is no exception. It's there that Willa Fitzgerald's terrified Moll finds herself cowering from the brutal male pursuer, Kyle Gallner, seemingly hell-bent on her murder. But don't rush to judgment. Nothing is quite what it seems in Malner's chronologically reshuffled timeline, including his characters. Like Pulp Fiction's mean-spirited cousin, it's fresh, twisted, and satisfyingly nasty. 6. Night Swim. A baseball player forced into early retirement, Wyatt Russell, moves into a new family home with a water therapy-friendly pool. All goes swimmingly until, inevitably, the pool turns out to be knee-deep in ghosts. Bryce McGuire, Unfollowed, turns his own short into an effective feature-length horror that taps into our primeval fear of an attraction to water. He gets great performances from Russell and the Banshees of Inisherin's Carrie Condon, as the partner who prays it's not her turn to check the chlorine levels. 7. Late Night with the Devil. There's been a legion of riffs on The Exorcist down the years, but few have transplanted its brooding satanic menace with as much vividness or smarts as Aussie siblings Colin and Cameron Cairns. Their slow-burn possession horror has David Dasmalkian, 70s chat show host, making a craven bid for ratings that invites the devil onto his TV set, quite literally. The splurge of gore in the final act is foreshadowed by some smart character work and a terrific performance from the still underappreciated Dasmalkian as man whose ego has long since vanquished his wisdom. 9. A Quiet Place. Day 1. Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn are a couple of strangers thrown together in a gripping franchise origin tale conducted sotto voce. She's a terminally ill New York poet making peace with her mortality. He's an English lawyer terrified of dying. Writer-director Michael Sarnowski, the author of thoughtful Nicolas Cage thriller Pig, digs a bit deeper than your average alien invasion blockbuster to invest you in their fragile, desperate bond and their quixotic quest for a slice of pizza, even as you gnaw your nails to the quick. 10. Terrifier 3. The second film in Damien Leone's barnstorming Terrifier trilogy was an endless and operatic kill-a-thon that reset the bar for a certain type of horror film. This new installment, a full-on Christmas film, is a bit more conventional, but that's not to say it's a letdown. How can any film with liquid nitrogen-assisted hammer deaths be considered anything but a triumph? Art the Clown is back to saunter his way, wordlessly, through Miles County, leaving a trail of viscera, skin, and extremely sullied Santa suits in his wake.